what's up everyone, and welcome to another box office predictions video. And I wanted to do this a couple days ago, I just never got around to it, but I'm here to do it today real quick because of course this weekend we have the release of Avengers Infinity Warfare. So I'm excited to try to predict how much this movie's gonna make. Obviously it's called Infinite Warfare. Come on, everybody knows that. But I'm excited to actually predict how much this movie's gonna make domestically, because it's going to be very hard to predict how much it's going to make worldwide for this weekend. Maybe I'll try. I don't know. Maybe I'll just like wing it, and maybe I'll try to do it. We'll see how it goes. But this episode, I'm only going to do the top 5 because I feel like the top 5 is the only real necessary one to do, because of course the only big release this weekend obviously is Avengers Infinity War. And I think next week we have a couple new releases, so I'll probably do the top 10 for that week, but next week will be the second weekend for Avengers Infinity War, and then the third weekend of Infinity War, then the weekend after that one will be Deadpool. So for the next couple weeks it's going to be very heavy focus on Infinity War to see how well it's doing. And this weekend we're going to see how much it will gross. Will it be the highest opening weekend domestically of all time? It has to reach over $247 million. That's how much The Force Awakens opened up with back in 2015. And that's the highest opening weekend domestically for a movie. And I think the highest like worldwide opening is still The Fate of the Furious from last year. With like a lot of money. I don't even remember, like 530 million or some shit worldwide, which is incredible because that only made 90 million over here. So everything else that movie made that weekend was from foreign, probably mostly from China, but I don't even know. But that movie made a lot of money. So let's see how much it's going to make. So I'm going to have the top 5 right here. Look at that. Look at those little numbers. So look at them little numbers. So let's get straight to it. What do I think Avengers will make? Obviously, Avengers will be number 1. Who knows? Maybe A Quiet Place will reign supreme again. You never know. Maybe people will be like, you know what? Avengers is loud. I want to see something like, shh, quiet. Which is funny because Ebony Maw does this in the beginning of the movie. He goes, shh. I'm like, yeah, shh. It's quiet. The monsters are here. But I'm using a new mic, obviously. Not really new. I use these for my podcast. I know the sound quality is not great, but I'm getting a new cord for this microphone that I use all the time, this Yeti one, the one that sounds good for the most part, except sometimes it doesn't. The reason why is because the cord is going out, so that's why it sounded bad the last couple videos. But anyway, let's get to it. All right, Avengers Infinite Warfare. There you go. I'm gonna call it that because I'm an asshole. No, I'm not actually, and not because I'm not an asshole. It's because it takes up too much room actually. Avengers Infinite Warfare. What am I going to say it's going to make? You know what? I'm going to be one of those guys that says it does break that domestic box office weekend. This Thursday, yesterday, it made $39 million, which is the highest any Marvel movie has ever made on a Thursday, which is pretty incredible. It beat, I think the second highest grossing was Avengers Age of Ultron, which I think it made like what, 29 million or something like that. It's like 28 million. So this made 39 million on its Thursday. Not as big as Star Wars, Last Jedi, Force Awakens, or Harry Potter, the final one, but pretty damn good considering. So I'm gonna say it's not going to be as front loaded as those movies I already talked about. So it's going to make a lot more on Friday. I think probably around 100 and maybe 15 to 20. I think it's going to get to 257 million this weekend alone. Just this weekend it's going to make that much in America, and it will make enough to have the new box office record. It could even go higher, it could go less, of course. It might even be way less than that, but I'm being that guy that's like, it's going to do amazing, it's going to be the best movie of all time. I'm going to be that guy and say it's going to do extremely well. Alright, so I guess the rest of the top 5 doesn't really matter. I'm sure no one cares. So you know what? Let's real quick, here, I'll make a space right here. Real quick, let's say worldwide opening. Alright, because I don't think it comes out in China this weekend. I could be wrong. And that could be a detriment if it doesn't come out this weekend in China, because I could see it easily making more than $500 million this weekend if it had China. But this weekend without China, I believe, I don't think it'll get to the 530. I do think it will get pretty close to 500 million. I'm going to say this weekend it's going to get 495 million. I could be wrong though. If it is out in China right now, I could be wrong, and it might actually cross 500 million, and it might actually become the best worldwide weekend grosser of all time. Is that where grosser? I guess grosser. Is that the whatever? I don't care. All right, so I don't give a shit. Fuck it. Here, let me move that a little bit. All right, so now let's do the rest of the list. All right, so let's see. All right, I said number 2 will be A Quiet Place, which everybody loves that movie. I still love it. It's so good. 12 million. I think it's gonna make it its third. Not third. Is it fourth weekend? Yeah, fourth weekend. That's a great movie. I want to see it one more time before it is gone. 12 million. That's going to be a good fourth weekend hold, especially since Avengers is in theaters now. It's going to be more of a 40% drop this time. Usually Quiet Place had like the 30 to 35%. This one's going to be a 40%, but who knows? It might even drop harder. I think it'll get to 12 million though, especially since there's no other movie out that's pretty big besides the next one. Now I'm going to put it here, which is Rampage. I'm going to say this one's going to make $10.2 million. Not bad, right? I think so. It made 20 after the week actuals came out. I think it made 20.8 million last weekend. So that's a little bit more of a 50% drop. But the last weekend it didn't have that big of a drop. So I'm assuming this one's not going to be huge. So 50%, considering Avengers is out, that's not too bad. And it might actually leg itself to 100 million. It already did extremely well in foreign grosses, so or foreign box office, I should say. So that movie shouldn't have much of a problem making its money back. That's for sure. All right, so next is I Fucking Feel Pretty. And I'm going to say this one's going to make 9.2 million. Mainly because there's not really any other comedy out there, I guess. I mean, Avengers is funny, but it's not really a comedy. It's definitely not going to make you feel happy towards the end. And I guess people like Amy Schumer, so it's not going to drop too hard. It's only going to be around a 45% drop. I don't know. I don't think because Avengers is out that all these movies are just going to start bombing. I think it's just good. It's going to be like that. All right, so number 5 is Super Troopers 2. Now, I believe Super Troopers 2 will have a huge drop from last weekend. Last weekend, it was very front-loaded. It made almost $8 million on Friday. Then it made so little on Saturday and Sunday that it only grossed 15 million for the weekend, which you don't usually see. Usually when you see something that opens to 8 million on Friday, you can expect that movie to open up to 20, 21. Are you serious? You gotta be kidding me. Did you hear that? You guys probably couldn't hear that. My friggin' headset just said it's gonna shut itself down, even though I'm using it right now. So, actually, I could be using the webcam audio. I hope not. That'd be much no bueno. No, I'm not. See? I don't know what the fuck it's talking about. But anyway, actually, the webcam audio is not too bad, actually. Some people might actually like it better than the friggin' this audio. So anyway, it's going to drop hard. It really started dropping after that Friday last weekend, which makes sense. It was on 420. Everybody wanted to see it that day. Also, it mixed the gross that it had on Thursday, which was about 1.5 million. So, I don't know. I'm going to say it's going to make 6.1 million this weekend, which it made 15 million last weekend, so that's a 60-something% drop. This movie has made its money, okay? And even if it holds in there for the next week or so, I could see it getting close to that 30, maybe 32 million, and that's almost triple its budget at this point. I think it costs $10 million to make or something like that. I think it said 13.5 million, but I don't think you can really count the $5 million that people donated towards it, because that's not money they had to spend themselves. Now, of course, they also had to give out rewards and stuff, so I'm gonna count maybe like maybe $1.5 million, maybe $2 million that they had to use to give rewards out and stuff. I don't know what the rewards were. I'm assuming like digital copies of the movie or something like that, or maybe collectible things. I think there was T-shirts and stuff. I was about to donate to it, but I was a little worried that the movie was gonna suck, and I didn't want to own something that was for a shitty movie. The movie itself is not very good, but I didn't hate it like some people. I definitely had more fun than I didn't have fun with it, I guess. So anyway, 6.1. Now next is Black Panther. Now I said I was only doing the top 5, but I really want to do Black Panther. I don't know where it's going to place in the top 10. I would say maybe even number 6, number 7. Let's say number 7. Yeah, I'll put number 7. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to say Black Panther's number 7. And I think it's going to hold extremely well this weekend. It made like $4.9 million last weekend. I'm going to say because Avengers is out and a lot of people are going to want to see double features of this and Avengers, I could even see Black Panther actually doing better than it did last weekend. But I'm going to say 4.2 million for this weekend. So it's not going to drop very hard at all. Not even like a 10% drop. Which is pretty damn good if that is true. So there you go. That is the top 5 and also number 7, I guess. We'll see if I'm correct this weekend. I guess I should show off. I always do this. I always forget. So here we go. Look at that. Yeah, it's good, right? All right. So I should always remember this ahead of time, but I never do to check out the poll I did, which a lot of people voted on this one. Of course, it's Avengers, so that made sense to me. But I appreciate everybody that voted on this one. Over 500 people voted on this. Incredible. Thank you so much for voting. Now, I know not all those people watch these videos, but whoa, I know it got big there. But I know it got big there. So anyway, it says yeah, I should make a thing for this because. All right, let's get these predictions in early. I did it a few days before it even came out. How much do you think Avengers Infinity War will gross this weekend? So 512 votes. Let's see what people voted. 4% said 150 to 174 million. Okay. 4% said 175 to 199 million. All right. 12% said 200 to 224 million. All right. 22% said 225 to 250 million. And then number 1, of course, 58%. Infinity, wait, let me do it. Infinity monies. 58% said infinity money. I always put a little joke answer in there, and I agree. Infinity money. So most people said 225 to 250 million. I always like putting a joke answer there because I mean these aren't serious. I like to joke around. You know, I like to make a laugh. You know what I mean? So there you go. I also did another one where well, it wasn't really a poll, but I did this Avengers tonight, Avengers tonight, Avengers tonight, Avengers tonight, and 46 people voted for that, so thank you. You gave me a thumbs up. I need to shave. I need to get a haircut too. But by the next video, I'm going to look completely different. No, that's not true. Actually, my next video will be another spoiler discussion for Avengers with some of the boys. It's going to be a really in-depth one. It's not going to be like 20-something minutes like the one we did last time. It's going to be like over 2 hours. So look forward to that. Ooh, boy. Look forward to that. But yeah, that's great. That's great. Thank you for everybody that voted. And of course, that is the video. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. And until next time, of course, goodbye.